Here's Chief White House correspondent Ed Henry.
One day after accusing his Republican rival of shooting first and aiming later, President Obama's own administration was in damage control mode after the president used an interview with Telemundo to suddenly reveal what sounded like a dramatic shift in U.S. policy toward Egypt.
I don't think that we would consider them an ally, but we don't consider them an enemy. They are a new government that is trying to find its way.
Back in the 1980s, Egypt was designated as one of major non-NATO allies, which under U.S. law enjoy special status, such as buying American military equipment more easily. Nonetheless, White House spokesman Jay Carney today insisted this was not a gaffe by telling reporters, quote, the president in diplomatic and legal terms was speaking correctly, that we do not have an alliance treaty with Egypt. Ally is a legal term of art. As I said, we don't have a mutual defense treaty with Egypt like we do, for example, with our NATO allies. Since the U.S. also does not have mutual defense treaties with non-NATO allies like Israel, State Department spokeswoman Victoria Nuland's briefing today got a bit awkward.
And I'm going to refer you to the White House for further parsing on this.
As reporters pressed, Nuland gave in and said Egypt is an ally.
It still regards Egypt as a major non-NATO ally, and it is still a recipient of all the privileges that entails.
Yes.
The mixed message continued on Capitol Hill.
I don't know about the word ally. We'll see.
The confusion comes as violence spreads across the Mideast, with hundreds of protesters storming the U.S. Embassy in Yemen. And as the president continued his second partial day of campaigning out west, he referenced a phone call he had with Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi, prodding him to protect the U.S. Embassy in Cairo, which has faced violent protests for days.
And we're also in contact with other governments to underscore that they've got an obligation to cooperate with us to protect our citizens. That's part of their job.
Morsi finally issued a statement denouncing the violence and made this promise.
We have to protect all visitors, tourists, embassies, and diplomatic missions in Egypt.
Still, some Republicans think billions of dollars in U.S. aid should be on the chopping block.
Egypt has acted disgracefully. President Morsi has been an apologist for the Muslim Brotherhood.
Now, Jay Carney today said the president is not considering withholding any aid to Egypt. They think it's important to help this new government get on its feet. Meanwhile, just minutes ago, Mr. Obama spoke by telephone with the president, who pledged that he has now added new security around the U.S. Embassy there to fortify it. Brett.
Ed Henry live on the North Lawn. Ed, thank you. Much more.